The United States is the wealthiest nation in the history of human civilization. Its GDP is over $27 trillion. It has more billionaires than any other country on Earth. Its cities are filled with skyscrapers, its highways with cars, its stores with more products than any single human being could ever need or use. And yet, right now, tonight, millions of ordinary Americans are lying awake in the dark. Not because of war, not because of famine. Because they cannot figure out how to pay next month's bills. The Federal Reserve reports that 37% of American adults cannot cover an unexpected $400 expense without borrowing money or selling something. The average American household carries $104,000 in total debt: mortgages, car loans, credit cards, student loans. Americans now owe over $1.1 trillion in credit card debt alone, a record high. These are not numbers about the poor. These are numbers about the middle class, the working class, the people with jobs, with families, with homes, who are quietly, invisibly drowning. And the most chilling part of all of this: most of them don't talk about it, not to their friends, not to their partners, sometimes not even to themselves. Because in America, financial struggle feels like personal failure, and personal failure is the one thing nobody wants to admit. So they keep spending, they keep performing, and the debt keeps growing. This is the story of how it happens, and why it is so incredibly hard to stop. You did not arrive at overspending by accident. You were guided there carefully, deliberately, by one of the most sophisticated systems ever constructed. The average American sees between 4,000 and 10,000 advertisements every single day. On their phone, on their commute, on the shows they watch to relax, before the YouTube video they're trying to play, in their email, on the billboards they pass on the way to work. Every one of those ads is built around a single psychological insight: people don't buy products, they buy feelings. Buy this car and feel successful. Buy these clothes and feel attractive. Book this vacation and feel like your life is meaningful. Order this food and feel like you deserve a break. The advertising industry spends over $300 billion a year in America alone, studying human psychology, testing what words trigger which emotions, and engineering the precise moment when "I want this" becomes "I need this." And then came social media. Suddenly, the ads were not just coming from companies. They were coming from people you knew, people you trusted, people whose lives, curated, filtered, and carefully presented, made yours feel small by comparison. A 2022 study found that heavy social media users were significantly more likely to make impulse purchases, carry credit card debt, and report feeling financially behind their peers. The comparison never stops, the algorithm never sleeps. And every time you feel that quiet, nagging sense that your life is not quite enough, somewhere, someone is making money off of that feeling. James is 39 years old. He works in Dallas, Texas. He earns $92,000 a year. Last year, he overdrew his checking account 3 times. "I make good money," he says. "I know I make good money. But I also have a car payment, a lease on an apartment that I probably shouldn't have taken, 2 credit cards, a gym membership I barely use, and I eat out almost every day because I'm too tired to cook after work." James has $600 in savings. He has not started a retirement account. He is 39 years old. He is not a reckless person. He is not irresponsible. He is a person who was never taught how money actually works, and who has spent his entire adult life inside a culture that rewards spending and stigmatizes saving. His story is not rare. A 2023 survey found that 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck at some point during the year, including people earning over $100,000 annually. Read that again: people earning over $100,000 a year, living paycheck to paycheck. Because the problem is not income. It is the gap between what people earn and the lifestyle they feel pressured to maintain. And that gap, that quiet, widening, terrifying gap, follows people through their careers, their marriages, their entire lives. It shows up in the arguments couples have at 11 p.m. about whether they can afford the vacation. It shows up in the panic when the transmission goes out on a car that isn't paid off yet. It shows up in the retirement calculator that someone opens for the first time at 52 and immediately closes. The numbers are real, the pain is real. And it is hiding in plain sight. There is a specific kind of fear that people who live close to the financial edge know well. It is not the dramatic fear of a car crash or a sudden diagnosis. It is quieter than that, more persistent. It is the fear of the ordinary, unexpected, the thing that for most people would be an inconvenience but for you could be a catastrophe. A tire blows out, a tooth cracks, the water heater stops working, the company announces layoffs. For someone with savings, these are problems. For someone without, they are emergencies that can unravel months of fragile stability in a single afternoon. In 2023, over 5 million Americans filed for bankruptcy. Medical debt is the leading cause. But financial researchers note that in the majority of cases, bankruptcy is not caused by one catastrophic event alone. It is caused by years of financial fragility finally meeting one bad moment. Lisa grew up in a middle-class family in Michigan. She went to college, got a marketing job, got married, bought a house. From the outside, her life looked exactly like what it was supposed to look like. Then her husband lost his job, then the furnace broke. Then the credit cards used to cover the gap just temporarily, just until things stabilized stopped being manageable. We weren't irresponsible people, she says quietly. We just had no cushion, we were always one thing away, and eventually the one thing came. One thing away. That is where tens of millions of Americans are living right now. Not in poverty, but on the edge of it. One medical bill, one job loss, one unexpected repair away from a collapse that could take years to recover from. And most of them have no idea how close to the edge they actually are. Here is something that almost never gets said out loud in America. Spending less does not mean living less. The research on this is consistent and striking. Studies on happiness and money show that beyond a certain income level, enough to cover genuine needs and basic comforts, additional spending produces almost no lasting increase in well-being. People adapt. The new car becomes normal. The bigger house fills up with new things to want. The vacation ends and the feeling fades faster than the credit card statement arrives. What does produce lasting well-being, what the research points to again and again, is financial security. The absence of money-related anxiety. The feeling of control over your own life. And that feeling is not bought, it is built. It is built by the 30-year-old who decides this year to stop eating out 4 nights a week and put $300 a month into a savings account instead. It is built by the couple who drives used cars for 5 years and uses the difference to pay off their debt. It is built slowly, invisibly, without any likes or comments, because no one posts their savings account. The Americans who achieve real financial peace are not, for the most part, the highest earners. They are the people who got honest with themselves early enough to change direction. They made a choice, quiet and countercultural and completely their own, to stop performing a life and start building one. The American dream in its original form was not about looking wealthy. It was about becoming free. Free from dependence, free from fear, free to choose how to spend your time, which is, in the end, the only currency that cannot be borrowed, refinanced, or paid back. That freedom is still available. But you have to want it more than you want the appearance of it. And that, in a country built to sell you the appearance, may be the hardest thing of all.